Hello, my name is Mike Johnson. Take you on an inside and outside video tour of this 2015 Ford Explorer Police Interceptor. Starting with the window sticker here, you can see the window sticker of how it was built. This is the VIP premium version, so it has cloth carpet and fabric carpet. It's got cloth seats. It's got the blind spot monitor radar, and it's got the backup camera, and it's got the factory XLT center console in it, and it's got the rear parking sonar sensors with the rear cross traffic alert. Here's some little graphics when you're backing out of a parking space or you're driving in the lane on the freeway. It lets you know if somebody's in your blind spot, or somebody's cross traffic is approaching. Like when you're backing out of your driveway, even if they're like 90 or 100 feet away, it'll give you a beep 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 warning the traffic is approaching. Most of these don't have this. This is more like the XLT version of Ford Explorer, but it's not. This is the Police Interceptor. Now here's a picture of this vehicle with the police wheel covers on it. It has police wheels on it, but these are the more undercover family SUV looking wheel covers. They're at no extra charge. We can give you the wheel either way, with or without these wheel covers, or you can have the Police Interceptor cop looking wheel covers if you want to intimidate other people as more of an authority type look about your vehicle. Now it does have tinted windows. No roof rack because it's a Police Interceptor. No third row seat because it's a Police Interceptor. So we're going to show you. It's got the Goodyear Eagle tires on it. Nice thick tread on them. We've driven it around. It drives really good. Nothing wrong with it. There's no holes in the roof. Never had a light bar or anything like that on it. It did have a red light, just one in the middle by the mirror, hidden up on the dashboard, like a red and blue light right in the center. It didn't have the all the way across lights on it, but it just had a center light, but that's been removed. That's so your sergeant or supervisor for law enforcement could turn the lights on in a real emergency, but usually they didn't need them. This wasn't the one that's out there pulling people over. As a result, because this was a supervisor car with a cloth carpet, fabric carpet, cloth seats in the front. So most importantly, this is the VIP, like for sergeant or chief of police, captain's vehicle, a supervisor vehicle. It's not like the regular patrol cars. This one has cloth carpet, fabric carpet, cloth seats in the front, but it also has cloth seats and carpet in the back. This isn't set up to haul suspects around. You've got your fabric carpet, no strange odors in here, and low engine hours. What does that mean? If you look at different patrol vehicles, this one only has 3,449 engine hours total. Now the mileage is 115,000 miles. If you're only pay attention to miles when you buy a car, you're not thinking clearly in your head. Oh, it's got 100,000 miles, it's too many. Or, oh, it has 200,000 miles, it's got too many. You're not thinking clearly, because a big part of how a vehicle is used is how many hours are put on the engine. Some people go to lunch and they sit in their car running the air conditioner for 30 minutes to an hour every single day while they sit there and eat their lunch in the car. On a cop car, which is what this is, if the cop is sitting in the city with its little radar gun pointed at you, a lot of these cop car patrol vehicles will have 20,000 hours from 16 to 20,000 or even more than 20,000 hours of engine time. So this one, the engine idle hours, which is how much idle time sitting here idling the engine, is 774 hours. And the total run time, including driving around, is 3,449 hours. So you can do a math problem. You can take 3,449 hours minus 774 hours, gives you the average driving hours, and then you take and you divide the 115,000 miles by the driven hours, and you get 42 miles an hour was the average speed this vehicle was traveling. So it wasn't just sitting there in the city. This was out driving around, going from place to place when it was driving. So 42 miles an hour average. That means most of the miles on this are freeway miles, as opposed to if you did the same formula on a cop car with 90,000 miles and 20,000 hours, you might see the average speed was like 5 or 10 miles an hour. So that's how you tell if a vehicle has freeway miles or city miles. That's a mathematical calculation to answer that question. So this is the Supervisor VIP Police Interceptor. Very clean paint. We didn't even touch this one up. All the black trim is in good condition. Many of these have the ballistic panels. When they have the ballistic panels only in the front doors. It's not in the rest of the vehicle. This one had some emergency lights mounted under the mirrors, which were removed, and one on the top, and some in the headlights, which were removed. So you don't have emergency lights on it anymore. So inside this Ford Explorer is very clean in here. No damages to report. It did have an emergency, like a red and blue light right here between these little brackets up in front of the mirror. A stealth emergency takedown light. That's been removed. It does have an alarm system and 2 keys for it. So you've got a Viper alarm system with these remotes and 2 Ford keys. 3 keys are included. So we're gonna go on a little test drive. Remember, engine idle hours are 775. Total engine runtime is 3,449 hours of use, which is a small fraction of the 20,000 hours that many law enforcement vehicles are driven before they give them up. Because of the low amount of driving and use on this vehicle, it's tight. It feels tight. It doesn't feel like loose or worn out. Everything is tight. The suspension is tight. So we're gonna give a little acceleration run, full power, pull into traffic, and hit the gas for a second. So you can listen to the engine run. But we can only go as fast as the flow of traffic. If you want to see how these police interceptors drive, you can watch YouTube videos of police chases and see how the cops drive their cars. But this one was a supervisor car, so it probably wasn't in too many chases or emergency situations. This one is the one that shows up after the fact to take and see what happened. Maybe a detective drove it, maybe a captain drove it. So initiate a U-turn. So So if I let go of the steering wheel, it does drive straight. Hands off, drive straight. Alignment seems okay. The steering wheel is not perfectly centered like I like it, but that would be an easy adjustment. But it does drive straight. I'm gonna pull over and put it in reverse so you can see the backup camera operate. When you put it in reverse, the backup camera appears on the rear view mirror. And the blind spot monitor system, let's get a visualization of what we're talking about. So we're pulling into a parking space, all right? You pop it into reverse, but you have a semi truck on the left and the right side, so you couldn't see either way. You look at your backup camera, you can kind of see. If a vehicle is approaching, the blind spot indicators will light up on the mirrors, and it'll give you a beep warning, and it'll tell you vehicle approaching from left, vehicle approaching from right. And they could be 100 feet away, and they could be traveling at 40 miles an hour, and you'll still get the warning because it's an actual radar unit that are mounted on the vehicle. A lot of the newer vehicles have this system. It's pretty rare to find it on a police Interceptor, but this one has it. Here's a couple diagrams of on a freeway lane or in a parking space. The air conditioning is blowing ice cold. We have no problem. It has Bluetooth hands-free, so you can connect your phone via Bluetooth to the stereo. If you want to change the stereo to an Apple CarPlay stereo, it is possible. On the 2015, 13 through 15, you can do it. On 16, it's not so easy. But if you do want to change this to a nice giant screen navigation system with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, you're looking at about $1,000 investment to do that. Here's some pictures of what it looks like. Or you can actually put the upgrade to the Ford Sync system, which is the Ford factory system, which costs about twice as much. So if you're looking for a police Interceptor, there is some big advantage of buying a 2015, and that's if the car is unlocked, you can walk up and hit the button and open the rear hatch. On 2016, they made a change, so you can't do that anymore unless the key is on and you hit a button on the overhead console. You won't be able to open the rear unless you do that. It's an anti-tamper thing that the police like, so that people can't climb in the back of their squad car, but it's an advantage for a family owner. We have a spare tire in this one, same as the rest, the Goodyear Eagle tires on it. Looks brand new, like not driven on. We have the factory floor mat set. It's got carpet and floor mats from the factory from Ford. No holes in the roof. It's a nice configuration. The seats in the rear seat folds flat, so you can haul cargo from the hardware store or the Office Depot or pet store or furniture store, high school gym, college dorm. And this is a hey don't bother me or you'll get pulled over look to it, but it's not a police car anymore. Once again, this one can get with two wheel options, the family car looking wheel covers or the police wheel covers to make it look more cop-like if you want. Those just snap on or off either way. Go to my website, see at mybestcar.com if this vehicle is still available. When you're on the website, see what the price is. My vehicles are advertised at mybestcar.com, so if you're looking at eBay or someplace else, go to mybestcar.com, check for other similar vehicles, or if you're just looking at YouTube, go to the website, see if I have something like this available. Maybe this is an old video by the time you watch it, or maybe it's sold already. As of right now, it is available. If you are buying it, your check is paid to the order of my company name. A Buyer's Choice is the company name. So paid to the order of A Buyer's Choice. My name is Mike Johnson. Thank you for watching my video tour of this 2015 Ford Explorer Police Interceptor utility.